I think it's pretty safe to say that when we examine the Star Wars sequel trilogy, there's a lot of fans out there who had issues with not just The Rise of Skywalker, but also and especially The Last Jedi, including myself. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, obviously, there was a big backlash against The Last Jedi because of many of the decisions made by Rian Johnson and what Kathleen Kennedy approved for Rian Johnson to do to the story, especially for the character of Luke Skywalker. Now, I've stated this several times that my take on The Rise of Skywalker, I honestly felt that it was a decent Star Wars movie at best, entertaining, with a lot of flaws in the mix. It really was like an emotional roller coaster. It had a lot of problems here and there, a lot of scenes that I loved and hated. So when I look at The Last Jedi, that's a movie that I really just disliked, pretty much from start to finish, as you all know. And moving on toward into the future of this franchise after Episode 9, it really is going to be quite interesting. With The Mandalorian Season 2 coming out October, and of course with The Clone Wars Season 7 coming out in just some days from now. We're getting very close to the release of that. I believe it's on the 21st for Disney+. Going to be very exciting. So looking forward to that as well. Now, when we look at what Disney and Lucasfilm are currently doing with their new Star Wars universe, obviously what they're trying to do is that they're trying to try their best in order to satisfy the fans who had issues with The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker. Now, on top of this, now that both Disney and Lucasfilm are finished with the sequel trilogy, they are moving on to their new Star Wars universe, as well as their new Star Wars trilogy of films, to release in the near future, where it's noted that currently Disney and Lucasfilm are trying to do significant changes with their new Star Wars universe to satisfy the fans who had issues with the sequel trilogy films, and to also reunite the fans to make Star Wars back to what it used to be before The Last Jedi and the failure of Solo at the box office. Now, one of the big plans that Disney currently has is to restart The Last Jedi as a film in their new Star Wars universe, and that they are now getting ready to prepare to rewrite aspects of the film in the form of books, novels, and graphic novels that will retell the story, and that Dave Filoni, Jon Favreau, and yes, even George Lucas will be involved with this new universe that will retell The Last Jedi. Not just that, but Disney and Lucasfilm are in negotiations of including a new cut of the film by throwing in some of the deleted scenes of the movie into a new cut of the movie. And that these deleted scenes have never before been seen to the fans, that will be released on Disney Plus sometime in 2021, and later incorporated into a new version of the film that Disney is planning to do. However, that is said to be their second phase of restarting the film, and that the main part is by retelling aspects of the movie in books and graphic novels and such, to really expand the film into something else and to create a new experience for the fans around the world who had issues with the film by director Rian Johnson, where Disney is said to be heavily involved with the reshaping of the Star Wars universe right now for the fans. So, when we look at everything that happened with The Last Jedi, obviously this was a big deal for multiple reasons. How Luke Skywalker was treated, how some of the story elements were used, and exactly where it left everything off for some of the main characters. It really was all over the place. And I think it's one of the main reasons as to why Kathleen Kennedy needs to go is because, well, she should have been gone even after the release of The Last Jedi, in my opinion at least. So, when we look at Episode 9 here, obviously this was yet another film that disappointed quite a number of fans out there, not quite to a certain extent of what happened with The Last Jedi, but what they're trying to do right now by retelling aspects, rewriting elements of the movie in books, novels, and comics and such, graphic novels, you name it, it really tells us that Disney is trying to do something quite significant. The thing that really stands out to me the most here, and I actually mentioned this not too long ago that Disney should do this, and what do you know, they're in negotiations of doing this, is by including deleted scenes that we have never seen before for The Last Jedi into like a brand new cut of the movie, and that's exactly what they're trying to do. Now, this is all going to be dedicated to Disney Plus, and once again, it seems like that this is going to be Disney's way of creating an incentive for fans to go ahead and sign up for this service. Now, obviously, their first incentive was for their new Star Wars TV show, The Mandalorian, which, by the way, Season 1 was very well done. We're now waiting on Season 2, which will arrive this October. Thankfully, it's coming out a month earlier than usual, so that's one thing to look forward to. We got The Clone Wars Season 7 as well. Let's not forget about that. Now, everything related to the films, obviously they're higher quality. When you watch those old movies, you know, the original trilogy, even the prequels and stuff around those lines, you can see that they really bumped up the quality on Disney Plus. They did something to them. So that's another thing. But when we look at everything related to Disney's plan here by rewriting elements of the film in this way, as well as releasing all these different deleted scenes for the movie, it really does make you wonder exactly whether or not this is genuine or if this is a desperate move by Disney. I'm going to go ahead and say that this sounds more like a desperate move by Disney and Lucasfilm from what it seems. It really seems like that, at least in my point of view on things. So with that being said, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Gun in hand, we are alone again. No hiding from night to